Nothing going there. There's Salguero. Salguero in the penalty area coming in. Sinclair was blocked by Gazonis. Now Jordash out in front to Guillot. He sends it off the boards. Plexiglass, actually. Well, the Stallions come right out attacking here in the second quarter of play. Machia knocks it away. Sinclair keeps it in. Jordash. Charlie dribbling through, taken down edge of the area, and there was no call. Zoltan Toth picks it up.
Seeing a little bit more of that one-on-one action by the Stallions this game. I'm not sure that was part of the game plan of Coach Ray Klavecka. They're pretty solid defenders back there. I'm not sure that the Stallions actually want to try to beat them one-on-one, but right now, until they get their 1- and 2-touch passing game going, that may be the only option they have.
You're watching the Buffalo Stallions live from the Nassau County Coliseum, Uniondale, Long Island. The Arrows leading by a score of 1-0. Jungle to Gomez. Gomez has that lone New York goal. Jungle can't hold it. Stallions held Jungle to 1 goal in Buffalo, but as you said earlier, giving up 10 here to him. Here is Jordash. Taken away by Gazonis. Now here's Jungle. Arrows with the ball. Leading 1-0. Gomez. Sheila. Sheila again. Still can't clear. Jungle. Right into Jimmy May.
Now, they were lucky on that one because there was a defensive mix-up back in there. The 3 people that were back weren't sure who they were supposed to be covering.
Lashev with Mamic, and Lashev sent it high. Gomez. Sarashi into the corner. It's out now to Gomez into Jungle. Jungle fired it wide. Sinclair clears.
Number 14, Stan Mamic. Now for Buffalo.
Now here is Eddie Azevedo. Azevedo. 1-0 New York leads. Lashev. Mamic dribbles in. There's a gimme.
There's a lovely play by Mamic, and he did it again. This young man is amazing. We'll have another look at this one, and we'll be right back from Nassau County Coliseum. 50th.
Yeah. Wayne Fuller with Fred Hartrick back at the Nassau County Coliseum. Stallions have tied it up at 1-1. Azevedo from Mamic at 229. Eddie's 12th of the season, and his 50th career MISL point.
Well, it was on a lovely goal, which we'll see again probably at halftime. For Stan Mamic coming right out of the box. He wasn't on the floor, I don't think, 15 seconds. Moved down into position, made a lovely pass over to Azevedo for a sure thing gimme. So tying the game up 1-1 here, and right after that game, or right after that goal, the Stallions have continued to move and put on some good offensive attack. Here we see Azevedo making a fine pass over. Actually, it was 3-on-3. Mamic, nice touch. Toth came out to try and cut it off. He wasn't successful. Stallions tie the game up 1-1.
Azevedo to Lund, to Mamic, tackle away from him. Mark Livrich dropping it for Stan Karashi. Yes, he indeed is the former Stallion. Kitson tried to slide it through to Livrich, and Oscar Pisano got right there to slide the ball away. Val Tuksha. Lashev marking Val. Over to Livrich. Back outside now for Karashi. He lets it go wide. It's held in by Eddie Azevedo. Again, Ernie Buriano out with the flu tonight. Hervé Guillot taking his spot, at least at the beginning of the game anyway. Oscar Pisano tried to slide it to Lashev, and Lashev had cut the other way. 11:02 remaining second quarter. The score's tied at 1-1. Gomez for New York, Azevedo for Buffalo. Azevedo knocks it away, but Lashev can't pick it up. Lashev had a nice pass there to give the ball to Mamic on the goal. Livrich and Pisano, we've got a push against Oscar, and it'll be a free kick for New York. The Buffalo Stallions have won 8 out of their last 10 games. And and 14 out of their last 18. Not a bad stat at all.
Well, you've got two hot teams in here. I'm not sure you could ever label the Arrows as hot because they never seem to be low, but they've won 13 of their last 15 games.
Here is Tuksha. Goal! Just blew it past Jim May.
Well, we're not sure what happened on that one. I think all the Stallions, they're pointing to each other right now. We'll have another look at this one. We'll be back in just a moment. Nassau County Coliseum.
MVP will be announced on April 25th.
All right, here we see the goal off a set play. Karashi passing it, Tuksha hitting it directly off the shot. Or off the pass, I should say. The Stallion defenders were a little bit confused on that one, as I think Jimmy May was. Goals from that angle out there, and it wasn't all that hard a shot. Should normally not be scored. The Arrows move into a 2-1 lead here with 10:27 remaining in this half and counting.
Tuksha's 10th from Karasi at 4:19 of the second quarter.
Come on!
Here's Liverich. Karashi. Liverich comes in, tries to go past Lund. Liverich saved by Lund. And that time he fired it wide. You're watching the Buffalo Stallions on Buffalo 29, WUTV Buffalo. Kitson shot blocked by Pisano. And a whistle, and it's going to be a foul against Val Tuksha.
See Alex Tarnozzi out there for the first time this evening.
He's out with Lashev, Lund, Azevedo, and Pisano. Tarnozzi tried to go around Clavijo, but Clavijo obstructed, so it'll be a free kick for the Stallions. Here's Lashev. Back now to Azevedo. Karasi tackles it away from Lashev. Kitson. Paul Kitson. Here's Stan Karashi. Waits for some of the Arrows to change. We've got Rayevac along with Kalidas coming on. Katakalidas. Liverich tries to cross it into the penalty area. Oscar Pisano saw it coming. Pisano now down to Tarnozzi in a foot race with Katakalidas. Katakalidas goes off the boards but gets it to Toth.
He could be hurt down there. He's up, but he's limping. He took a pretty good shove from Pisano down there in the corner. Pisano looked around as if he was ready to argue with an official, ready to make the call. No call came, fortunately.
2-1 the Arrows lead. Karashi can't get it down. Here's Tarnozzi winning it. Tarnozzi plays it for Fleming Lund. 8:44 remaining, second quarter. Lund tried to get it to Lashev. It was the wrong way. Rayevac clears it to midfield where Lund gets it again. Here's Pisano. Pisano, lead pass for Lashev. Plays it back for Jordash. Jordash tried to work it into the area for Lashev. Goes into touch, so it'll be a kick in for Buffalo. Jimmy Sinclair, close-up him there. Along the Buffalo bench, Coach Ray Klebecka. Saw assistant coach Francisco Escos there. Guillaume tried to get it into Salguero, but it went to Toth. Here's Jungle. Strenisser. Jungle playing in his 114th straight game, which of course is the league record. He just broke John Stremlau's record of 112 2 games ago. Kitson. Stremlau currently playing with St. Louis. Played previously with the Houston Soccer Summit. Kitson to Jungle. No. Let it go all the way. Kitson into Jungle. A header. Too high.
Well, that one you can blame on the pass. Kitson knows it as he leaves the floor for a substitute. Came in a little bit too high, and actually Jungle, I think, was too far from the net to have enough power on the head ball at any rate. Here we'll see the play. Kitson spots him, puts it up there a little bit too much. And Jungle, had he been able to move into that ball, I think would have been able to put enough pressure on it to cause a decent shot. But as it was, it didn't turn out that way.
Salguero got a weak shot off that almost fooled Toth. Guillaume and Toth. Toth holds on. 7:27 remaining, second quarter. Jimmy May, as you saw a second ago on the screen, 8-4 record, a 5.60 goals against average. Zoltan Toth at the other end, a 10-2 record, and a 4.83 goals against average. Here's Salguero off the boards. Nikitovic starts it out for the Arrows. Nikitovich to Jungle, knocked away by Mepham. Here's a attack for Buffalo. That'll started out better than it's going to finish up, at least number-wise. It's cleared by Nikitovich to the corner with 6:50 left. Second quarter, Arrows lead 2-1. Gomez and Tuksha for New York. Azevedo for Buffalo. Nikitovich, Dragan Nikitovich, a mid-season acquisition by Arrows coach Dragan Popovich, along with Mike Rayovac. Jungle. Trying to get it to Strenitzer. Azevedo plays it off the boards to Jim May.
Just saw a good confrontation there between Jimmy Sinclair and Jungle. Despite Jungle's high goal total in the last game, Sinclair did a great job on him, and we nearly had a good one there for the Stallions. Sinclair usually plays Jungle pretty well. Plays him a good solid 1-to-1. We do have a 2-minute penalty in here. Let's have another look at this one. Be a great chance for the Stallions to tie this one up. There's Azevedo moving into the open. A nice pass across. And looks like a delay of game call here. Those are always a little bit questionable, no matter whose side you're on. I kind of think it's a strange rule, to be honest with you, but this time we're going to take it because it does put the Stallions a man up with 6:08 remaining in this period.
The Aaron penalty, charge number 22.
Rajovac, 2 minutes for intentional delay of game.
There's Rayovac. I guess I say it Rajovac. Relaxing a little.
That was an interesting call. He was making a slide tackle across there. I'm not sure he really meant to kick the ball out of the area. But once again, we're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, as they say. See if we can get him a goal here.
Stallions on the power play. Lund, Maricic, Salguero on a goal from Lashev.
Well, Lashev was there, and he'll probably get credit for it. But it actually went off one of the Arrow defenders.
Went off Juan Carlos Mejia.
Well, he's a little embarrassed over that. Head in hands. And here we'll get a chance to see it from up close, as they say. Nice pass across. That was supposed to be a pass back to goalie Toth. Lashev right where he had to be, and I guess he'll get credit for the goal. So the Stallions tie the game up very quickly on the power play opportunity with 5:50 remaining in the second quarter.
20th of the season, scored by number 11, Carlos Salguero.
They're giving it to Salguero.
Well, I guess I'm not sure how they figure that out. Maybe
Last person to touch the ball.
all right. I stand corrected, or sit corrected, as it were, but nonetheless, it's a good goal for the Stallions.
Unassisted, 9-10. 2-2 is the score.
No assists, time of the goal 9-10 on the power play, tying it up. Salguero's 20th of the season. There's alternate referee Anatol Popovich making that call. So it's going to be an indirect free kick from the penalty area. It's got to touch at least one time before it can go in the net. The ball was handled a second time. Mepham with a good shot. Toth comes up with it. Mepham off the board. Salguero couldn't get a head on it. Jordash, his shot is blocked. It goes over the boards. Which way is it going to be?
Out of play,
Here's the last opportunity. We saw Sinclair taking a good shot through. Good save by Toth. That one somehow snuck through everybody.
Mepham trying to get it to Charlie Jordash. Here's the Arrows on a counterattack. Jungle got Mepham and Sinclair on him. There's Mejia putting it up into the crowd.
That Joe continually amazes me. The two people on him that time, and goalie Jim May covering the angle, and he still got it through there. Kept it nice and low, and didn't miss that corner post by that much. Guy's a magician out there.
Buffalo 2, New York 2. 5:05 remaining second quarter. Long ball for Salguero.
And there's the call.
Sometimes that's 2 minutes, not this time.
He caught it inside the area and slid out with it, so they'll have to give him a handball because, once again, not where the goalie is, it's where the ball is when it's being touched, and both were outside of the area.
Jordash, direct kick, over to Guillot, header. Toth picks it up.
It's a low percentage play there, I think, especially when you don't have a player running in. Outside, that might be a nice play. Inside, it's kind of tough to get any power on a head ball from a standing position.
We asked you a question a couple of minutes ago, actually in the first quarter. said that there are 5 players that have been in the MISL all 4 years and are still with the same team they started with. Jungle is one. There's 2 other arrows. Messing and Sheila, as we look at head coach Ray Clavecca of the Stallions. Over to Philadelphia. Ellen Kelly and Ed Sheridan are the other 2. And that's courtesy of the MISL PR department. I didn't research that, so if it's wrong, they're the blame. Call Doug Bird, PR director.
You'll love that notoriety.
Oh, a good shot by Mishia. Just went high. Now Pisano's going to be called. Doesn't like the call. Gomez he knocked down.
It's a good call that time, I think. He was jumping in. We'll have a look at this last save. Shot once again from way out. Well, I tell you, they're winding up and firing from well outside the area today, and Jimmy May better get his sights set on him.
There's Azevedo stealing. Here's a 3-on-2 with Gazonas trailing. He goes over to Mamic. Mamic gets around one man, then taken down by Sheila. He got around Sheila, and then Sheila grabbed him. Gazonas. Jungle working on Pisano. Gazonas, 2-2 the score. Here's Sheila dribbling in. Over to Gomez. Right through the area. Stallions starting out off of Sheila. They'll have to regroup. 3:54 remaining in the half. The 2 previous games here, the Stallions led the last one and were tied the first one. And that's the way we are right now. Here's Mamic. Can't dribble.
He's going to find problems trying to dribble through that New York defense because they don't just take him one-on-one. They collapse right around with the man with the ball.
Here's Tucha. Nobody picked him up. He decided to pass off.
A good play by Pisano that time. Once again, he continues to be, in my estimation, the outstanding defenseman for the Stallions. He's always in the right place. Fine tackler. Doing a good job again this evening.
Carnosi.
Wait, I think we have to make note of one thing, which I spotted a little while ago. Haven't had a chance to say it. Jermaine Iglesias. He's not been in the game since the early moments. He has had some kind of a sinus problem. Perhaps it's been acting up. I know on the trip down he was suffering a bit in the plane. So maybe he's having difficulty catching his breath out there. Perhaps we'll see him in the second period, or the second half.
Charlie Jordache. Jordache tries a shot. Blocked by Clavijo. Jordache. Now to Lund. The shot. The save by Toth. You're watching the Stallions on Buffalo 29. WUTV, Buffalo, New York. It'll be a free kick for New York. Up for Buffalo.
Here's a look at Fleming Lund's shot. Good shot. Toth almost started to move the wrong way. As you can see, Lund hit that with the outside of his foot and was just starting to bend off to his right.
Kitson by Jungle, just off his foot.
These boards seem awfully lively tonight, Wayne. More so than some of the other games we've been at. The ball's really jumping off them, and players are having a little trouble getting used to it, I think.
Mamic retreats to midfield. Number 14, Stan Mamic. Had a great game against Jersey Sunday. Into the area. Ball loose. Mamic tries for it. I think he got a piece of it, shoved it to the corner, and that's where Tucha picks it up. Here is Kitson. Jungle and Pisano.
Great position again by Oscar Pisano.
Pisano going to take it all the way, and then took it too far.
Now we're in trouble. 2-on-1.
Kitson, he's got Jungle. And May comes out right at the edge of the area. And stops that one. Shot! Just hit the right post by Fernando Clavijo. Into Jungle now. Stallions unable to clear. Jungle just missed from the right side of the net. Dan Mamic. Tackled away by Karashi. 1:16 remaining. Kitson lets it go. Pisano gets a head on it. And here comes Jordache. Clavijo up into the crowd.
Well, this is up and down action, even more so than the first quarter. No build-up from midfield. They just seem to pick it up outside their area and move on. Here again now, the Stallions game of January 23rd, which we all know was postponed due to the blizzard, both here and in New York, or here and in Buffalo, will be played on Tuesday, April 6th. All tickets for that game will be honored, and there's plenty more available.
And here's another change. The April 11th game, Sunday night, Easter Sunday night against the Cleveland Force, has been moved to Monday night, the next night at 8 o'clock. So note that change. Jungle to Karashi, and May picks it up. And that move was made to accommodate the Buffalo Sabres, as using that as a potential playoff date in the first round. Stallions will be home Friday night against Pittsburgh. While we're on the subject of home games, 8 o'clock. Here's Jungle. Mepham. Jungle shot, goal!
Well, there he is again. He was left open. The up and down action finally caught the Stallions with too many players upfield. Hit that ball nicely with his left foot. Jimmy May had to come out and cut the angle on him, as you have to against any player. But on Jungle, you give him 2 inches, and he's going to take advantage of it. Here we can see just how this man operates. Moves in, he gets Dennis Mepham pulling off. Nice left foot. May came out. He hits the angle. What a great player. There aren't enough accolades to describe that gentleman in this game. 3-2 with only 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
That was unfortunate to get another late goal. The same thing happened the last game when the Stallions were up by 2 goals.
19 seconds of the second quarter.
14-19, the top of the goal.
80 seconds.
Rayabach getting the assist.
14-19.
Here's Mepham into Guillot. Guillot sends it into the area, but there was Zoltan Toth. 19 seconds remaining. 3-line pass. That'll give Buffalo another opportunity. No, that's not what the call was.
I think the box official called the 3-line. Winchunk out there realized that the ball had gone off somebody's head, so it looks like it'll be a drop ball here.
Drop ball.
17 seconds left. Controlled by Lashev? No. Controlled by Karashi. Karashi to Jungle.
Yes.
Backed away by Sinclair. 10 seconds left. Cleared out to midfield. Rayabach. Karashi. 3 seconds left. Guillot. 1. That's the end of the first half of play. With the score of the New York Arrows 3 and the Buffalo Stallions 2. Back in just a moment with our halftime activity.
First, featuring your soccer league points. The New York Arrows would like to wish a very happy birthday to
Wayne Fuller with Fred Hartrick at the Nassau County Coliseum. There you see the score. The New York Arrows leading the Buffalo Stallions 3-2. They took the lead with just 41 seconds left in the half when Steve Jungle on a breakaway beat goalkeeper Jim May. Getting the assist was Mike Rajavac. Well, we still have another half coming up, Fred. What do you look for in the second half?
Well, I think for one thing, the Stallions are going to have to play with a little bit more authority. Offensively, they're moving down there. They're only getting the 1 shot on net outside of 1 or 2 flurries so far. They haven't been able to move through and reconvert their opportunities, get good second chances. Defensively, I think they're going to have to cover Jungle a little bit tighter. He seems to be wide open. He hasn't created that many chances, but once again with Jungle, you give him 1 chance out of 100, and he's going to score on that 1 chance.
Well, it's not too soon to be thinking about Stallions playoff tickets. They'll be on sale to season ticket holders from April 12th through the 16th, and then to the general public starting April 17th. The Stallions still have not yet clinched that playoff spot, but the magic numbers we set over Cleveland is just 3 and New Jersey 2, and the Stallions still have 8 to play. So you want to be thinking playoffs, and if you're a member of the general public, without season seats that is, you can start purchasing them April 17th. And again, the April 11th game against the Cleveland Force, that's a Sunday night, Easter night game, will be played the next night, Monday, April 12th at 8 p.m. And that is a change because of a conflict with the Sabres playoff schedule.
We just were informed of the shot totals in the first half, and as you might expect, New York is out shooting Buffalo, but not by very much. The totals show 21-17, and most of that margin coming in the second quarter when New York outshot Buffalo 14-9. Leading shot getters are Stan Karashi with 4 and Paul Kitson also with 4. For the Stallions, Charlie Jordash has 3 shots to his total so far. Mike Lashev also has 3, but one thing, as we noted earlier, Jermaine Iglesias has played very few minutes in this game so far. We're not quite sure of the reason for it. I can only presume that it is his sinus problem, which has acted up, and he may just be having trouble gulping breath when he's out there.
Well, Fred, we see that Jim Smigelski has Coach Ray Klevecka down on the field. And let's get downstairs. And here's Jim Smigelski.
I'm Jim Smigelski. My guest at halftime is the coach of the Buffalo Stallions, Ray Klevecka. And if you haven't paid any attention to the Stallions lately, you'll notice that they've won 14 out of the last 18 games, 9 of 10 at home, and 5 in a row coming into Nassau Coliseum. The Stallions, unfortunately, have never won a game here at the Coliseum in the 3-year history of the Stallions franchise. And, Coach, I know we talked earlier this week about the psychological factor, and you really kind of downplayed that of coming to Nassau Coliseum. But are the Stallions in the best shape this season to come in here now?
Well, I think we would have been had we had Ernie Buriano with us tonight. But aside from Ernie's flu, I think we're on the top of our game. And it's always nice to come in here and play because it's always a great game. Last 2 times that we were in here, we played very well, but not well enough to win. Hopefully tonight we can reverse that.
How important has Ernie Buriano been to this club in the recent games?
Ernie Buriano is our spark plug. He's our fighter, our workman. He wins the 50-50 balls.